Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the financial statements of publicly traded companies, and boy do we have a spicy one for you today. We're diving into Rezolute Inc.'s latest filing, and let me tell you, it's not just about numbers, it's about who's at the helm and the big plans they're cooking up. Before we dive in, do us a favor and smash that subscribe button and join our Discord community in the description below. It's where we break down this stuff even further. Alright, so Rezolute Inc. is making some waves. And today we're looking at their Form 8K, which is basically a report they have to file when something significant happens. Think of it like the company's breaking news alert. The big news here is about a key hire. On August 18th, Rezolute announced they've appointed a new Chief Commercial Officer, which is a really big deal for any company, especially in the biotech world, where bringing new products to market is everything. This section of the report gets right to the heart of it, talking about the election of their new Chief Commercial Officer. That's Sunil Karnawat, and he's 58 years old. Now they give us a little background on him, and it sounds like they've brought in someone with serious experience. They say he's got over 2 decades of leadership experience in biotech, pharma, medical devices, and diagnostics. That's a broad range, but it tells us he knows his way around the healthcare industry. Before joining Rezolute, he was a vice president at Cytokinetics Pharmaceuticals since 2024. That's a pretty recent move. And before that, from 2017 to 2024, he was in various leadership roles at Ultragenyx Pharmaceuticals. They specifically mentioned that he was involved in launching 4 ultra-rare disease products. That's impressive because launching drugs, especially for rare diseases, is incredibly complex and requires a special kind of commercial strategy. They even name-dropped Crysvita, a drug for X-linked hypophosphatemia and tumor-induced osteomalacia. That tells us he's not just a manager, he's a hands-on product launch guy. But his education? He's got an MBA from Wharton, which is a top-tier business school, plus a PhD and Masters in Engineering from North Dakota State University, and a civil engineering degree from India. That's a solid mix of business acumen and technical knowledge, which is exactly what you want in a chief commercial officer. Now, let's talk about his new gig. They entered into an employment agreement with him, and this is where the real juicy details often lie. His annual base salary will be $475,000. That's a good chunk of change, reflecting his experience and the importance of his role. And to get him on board, they're giving him a $65,000 signing bonus. Think of that as a welcome gift to join the team. On top of that, he's eligible for annual incentive pay with a target of up to 40% of his base salary. This means if the company does well and hits certain performance goals, he could earn extra $190,000 on top of his base. This kind of pay structure is common because it aligns the executive's interests with the company's success. If the company performs, he gets rewarded. But the real kicker for many executives is equity. Dr. Karnawat also received 277,000 stock options and 25,000 restricted stock units. Options give him the right to buy company stock at a certain price in the future, and restricted stock units are basically shares of stock that he'll get after a certain period of time. Or if certain goals are met, these are subject to vesting, meaning he has to stay with the company for a met. These are subject to vesting, meaning he has to stay with the company for a certain amount of time to earn them. This is a huge incentive to stick around and help the company grow because his personal wealth will be directly tied to the stock price. Imagine if these options and RSUs vest and the stock price goes up significantly. That could be worth millions. The agreement also has standard clauses about keeping company secrets confidential and protecting their intellectual property, which is crucial in the pharma space with all the research and patent. And a quick check on potential conflicts of interest. They state there are no family ties between Dr. Karnawat and any current directors or executives, and he doesn't appear to have any personal stake in any deals the company has made that need to be disclosed. This is good for transparency. Now moving on, they also have a section about regulation FD disclosure. This rule is all about making sure that if the company releases important information, they release it to everyone at the same time, not just to a select few. Grodnia press release dated August 20, 2025. Grodnia. They mentioned that on August 20th, Rezolute issued a press release announcing Dr. Karnawat's appointment. So the news broke a few days after the internal decision was made and reported. They also add a little legal fine print here saying that the information they're sharing in this part of the report is being furnished and not filed in the same way as other parts of the report. This is a standard way for companies to share information like press releases without it being subject to the same strict liability rules as, say, their audited financial statements. Finally, under the exhibit section, they list what else is attached to this filing. The most important one is Exhibit 99.1, which is that press release about Dr. Kanawat's hiring. This is where you'd find the official announcement in its entirety. And then we have the signatures. This is where the company's leadership officially signs off on the accuracy of the report. Here, Neven Charles LM, the Chief Executive Officer, has signed the report on August 20th, 2025. This date is important as it's typically the date the report is submitted to the SEC. So what's the big picture here? Rezolute has brought in a seasoned executive, Sunil Kanawat, to lead their commercial efforts. His track record, especially in launching rare disease drugs, suggests the company is aiming to make a significant impact in specific high-value markets. The compensation package, including a healthy salary bonus and significant equity, shows they're serious about attracting and retaining top talent and incentivizing growth. This move signals confidence from the CEO and the board that they are focused on revenue generation and market penetration, likely with upcoming product launches in mind. Looking at the company's overall strategy, bringing in someone with this specific experience suggests a focus on bringing products to market in niche or underserved areas. This can be a very profitable strategy if successful, as competition might be lower and pricing power higher. However, the risks are also substantial. Rare disease drug development is incredibly expensive and has a high failure rate. Regulatory hurdles are immense and market access can be challenging even after approval. The success of this hire will depend heavily on Dr. Kanawat's ability to execute the commercial strategy, build the right teams, and navigate the complex healthcare landscape. While this filing doesn't contain detailed financial tables, the appointment of a chief commercial officer with such a strong background effectively tells a story of ambition and a clear focus on growth and revenue. It implies that Rezolute is moving beyond just the research and development phase and is now prioritizing getting its products to patients and generating sales. The generous compensation package is a clear signal that the company is investing heavily in its commercial leadership, which is a good sign if you believe in their pipeline and their ability to execute. Now, what's my take on Rezolute based on this? They're making a strategic play for market leadership in specialized areas. The hire of Dr. Kanawat is a strong indicator of their intent. The biggest risk they face is the inherent uncertainty of drug development and commercialization. If their pipeline falters or if they can't effectively reach their target patient populations, all this investment in leadership could be for naught on the opportunity side. If they can successfully commercialize their products, especially in rare disease markets where pricing power is high, the upside could be significant. To sum it up, Rezolute is making a bold move to strengthen its commercial arm with a high caliber hire. This points towards an aggressive growth strategy. Keep an eye on their future announcements and financial reports to see if Dr. Kanawat and his team can translate this expert appointment into tangible market success and revenue growth. Alright, that's our breakdown of Rezolute Inc.'s latest filing. What's your take on this executive appointment and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribing ensures you don't miss our next deep dive. Don't forget to join our Discord community linked right in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.